Heading over to X to find out the breaking news that's happening in the financial markets. Darth Powell, who comes out with some very powerful stuff, can be negative and positive. But he says here, so you guys realize that low inflation over the last 40 years was due to outsourcing American jobs to deflate American wages and manipulation of the data. Well, at this point right now, there's a couple of things happening in the jobs market. Number one, obviously, the outsourcing of American jobs has been cut back because of the immigration scenario that's going on nationwide. On top of that, we know that the Trump administration is actually trying to shrink the government. What that means is reducing the number of employees that are on the payroll of the government, which during the Biden administration, they overwhelmingly just hired people for government jobs and paid them out, making the economy look strong, making the job markets look strong. But however, regular people weren't actually getting jobs. These were people hired into government jobs. Some of them, as you know, don't do anything. And this manipulation of data, that's what they use to justify falling interest rates to artificially inflate asset prices. It's literally a self-reinforcing mechanism. They outsource jobs, American wages fall, inflation falls due to lower wages, unemployment rises, so they reduce the rates to inflate asset prices. So it is a crazy flywheel out there. As you know, they say the rich keep getting richer. That's why you should be holding assets, whether it's Bitcoin, XRP, housing, gold, silver, things that actually go up in value over time. As Nick always says, the dollar is losing a value, and that is a fact. More jobs information, excluding healthcare, the United States economy has lost more than 140,000 jobs in just the last 4 months. And more on the jobs, it gets worse. All job gains were part-time jobs as well. So full-time jobs actually ended up losing 357,000 jobs, while part-time jobs increased by 597,000. He goes on to say it gets even worse. Native-born workers plunged by 561,000, the biggest 1 month drop since August of 2024. Foreign-born workers increased by 50,000, the first increase since March. Just in, Bank of America says the US dollar is overvalued, but could become undervalued next year. I also saw this was really cool right here. If you win tomorrow's lottery, $1.7 billion, it's the third largest in history and growing. Here are 5 things to do ASAP. Don't sign the ticket. Claim anonymously with the trust. This way you don't have to have a job anymore. We're talking negative about jobs today. Why don't you just go win the lotto? Don't tell anyone and don't be a victim of robbery or death. Hire these 8 experts fast. Here are the 8 experts. You need a lawyer, a tax attorney, a financial advisor, a CPA accountant, cybersecurity firm, estate planning attorney, wealth management firm, and personal security and bodyguards. So good luck to all of you out there playing the Powerball. I hope you win. Now, the job numbers continued to get bad. The United States just revised the June jobs report lower for a second time, which actually ended up being a minus 160,000 job revision. Now the U.S. has officially lost 13,000 jobs in June, the first negative month since July of 2021. So let's talk some positive Trump news here. Trump Media said that it would purchase $684 million Crow tokens as part of a deal with the exchange following a joint venture to create crypto treasury. In a Friday announcement, Trump Media said that it would buy tokens at the price of approximately 15 cents, bringing the total initial purchase to nearly 105 million, and the transaction will be carried out as an equal exchange of stock and cash between companies. The Trump Media shares and the Crow tokens exchanged in the deal will be subject to a lockup period, though the company did not specify how long that would be. You would definitely need to know when this lockup period ends, because depending on the timing of that, there is a potential of profit taking from both companies. Is Crypto.com still considering going public? In a Tuesday interview, they said that it has the numbers to do a public listing in the United States, but had not reached a decision. According to the CEO, Crypto.com had $1.5 billion in revenue in 2024, speculating that 2025 could be even more profitable. And Crypto.com does still hold the naming rights from Staples Center in Los Angeles, rebranded to the Crypto.com Arena in 2021. Ripple's CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, had a deep fake made out of him in a scam that was created, and David Schwartz came to the rescue. David Schwartz flagged an impersonation scam involving Brad Garlinghouse. An ex-user tweeted a scam video of Brad highlighting the future plans of XRP. So Hum News posts breaking Brad G's vision for the future, and there's a video going on. And luckily, right immediately under it, David Schwartz has posted a meme here, scam alert. Schwartz was quick to call out the scam, responding to the tweet with the GIF image that bore scam alert, warning the XRP community as a result. Scammers often digitally manipulate videos to produce deepfakes, with the video in the context utilizing the likeness of Ripple CEO to promote a fraudulent website. Deepfakes are often difficult to identify and obviously getting way better now because AI, and may not be discerned by unsuspecting users, hence contributing to the spread of misinformation, crypto scams, and other fraudulent acts. All right, let's jump into XRP in the charts now and take a look. We did break down below the symmetrical triangle that is starting to form for XRP. We've tried to break back through this bottom level several times here over the past couple of days. Now, we do have something that's really exciting coming up on the 9th of September. There is a new full moon, and I know that a lot of you guys believe in this indicator and the fact that it does work. So as we have a look, right now we are also on one of our spider lines that is currently holding as a support. Now, the great thing is once we do turn back on the bullish momentum, a run back up to 355 is definitely realistic. Since the last new moon came out, price has dropped over that time. It actually came out to a 12% drop. 37 cents to the downside. We do have a new full moon kicking off on September 9th, so we'll continue to pay attention to that. We've got a great consolidation happening with the potential of run to the upside. Now, when we take a look at our long-term momentum waves here, though, we are still under the bullish bearish line. We are red. It is bearish on the daily. Our short-term momentum did have a nice run to the upside, unfortunately failing to break above the 75% level. We are definitely short-term momentum bearish as well. This doesn't mean it can't turn around quickly, but right now it is not looking good. When we take a look at our 3-day chart here, this is giving us some extra hope. Both the short-term and mid-term momentum wave, the shaft trend cycle, has reset to 0 and definitely is ready to pounce to the upside. Last time we had this happen, as you can see right here, price broke up from the levels of $2.10 and made the run all the way up to $3.50 during that reset to a top level 100. Looking at the weekly charts, it paints a different picture. Long-term momentum still very bullish. We have a crazy scenario that may be happening right now. Now, we're going to finish this week if we continue to maintain above this trend line of the $2.77 spider line, which would be very positive. Then we get a doji. That's a reversal style candle that we could get a move to the upside. But there is potential extreme bad blood in the water for XRP. We see our short-term momentum has triggered red. And if that continues to drop to the downside, there is actually some realistic momentum that could happen where we do drive all the way back to $2.32. That's the bearish outlook. I am an optimist, still continuing to maintain bullish. What we need to see, though, is looking at the weekly. We need to finish this week with a positive doji candle in the green. Next week, we need to start our momentum build to the upside. That's going to be the week of the full moon. We need to break back above the 10 exponential moving average on the weekly chart. Last time we did break above that level was here. It also coincided with one of our spider lines at 228, and price really drove to the upside from there. So higher time frame, long-term bullish is still there. 3-day, higher time frame, long-term bullish is still there. Daily, not there. That's where we need to see it turn back to the upside. 12-hour, also not looking good. 4-hour. It's been attempting to make that level switch a couple of times now, unfortunately not getting the momentum that it needs. We are currently sitting at the 2-hour 1100 exponential moving average. It is holding support at this exact moment. We'll continue to keep you updated.